economy, one aspect, we'll have more employment. Even the taxes would be better. It's almost like if you free a car in Liberia, it's expensive. So some people that are bringing cars in now prefer to free their cars from Guinea, which is cheaper. Then they drive them through to Liberia. So it's a kind of way.
Yes, yes. This is the part of the song now. Like, I will you, Liberia, will you? Yes, Liberia is on the rising. God bless Liberia as we enter election year once again. "32 more days to go. 32 days to go to the national election, legislative, senatorial, and presidential election." Yes, long live Liberia, long live the glorious land of liberty. Good afternoon. Welcome to State of the Nation. This is a flagship program on Truth 96.1 FM. We broadcast to you from Dupo Ropins here. The nation biggest private-owned radio station, media empire. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. The song is so nice, so sweet that you wouldn't let it go away. Liberia is on the rising. Canvey Games Adam with that beautiful. That song will live on forever and ever and ever and ever. It will be played by our children, years to come. Thank you so much for that beautiful song. My name is Edwin Dolo, sitting in the presenter seat of this program, State of the Nation. Madeline Sa is not yet. She's on her feet this afternoon, moving from one office to another office as we prepare to host a major presidential debate on the 13th of September at the Cinco Palace Hotel there on the SKD at the Tottenham Boulevard there in Cinco. Will be down on September 13th to host the presidential debate, bringing to you all of the people that want to lead your country as president, those who want to sit in the hot seat of the country. We want to say we keep praying for the lead host of the program, State of the Nation, Mr. Christopher Salif, who still he's moving on small now. I want to say congratulations that you are back on your feet a little bit, but we hope to see you Monday to take charge of the program on Monday. It will be expected to be a very thought-provoking edition of State of the Nation on Monday. Like I said, my name is Edwin Dolo. I am here alongside our interim broadcaster. Yeah, Kotu. Okay. Kotu. Yes. It's a nice name. Two traditional names. Normally you don't see it easily here in Liberia. Many of us carry one English name, one traditional name. Yeah. So for you got two traditional names. Are they both bandits?
Yes.
Wow. Kotu. Is it a name given for a first child? Because many here in Liberia people name the children by the names, the first child, second child. Some are traditional names, some are parable names.
It's a traditional name, right? Okay. But you have a meaning, not just maybe being the first, second, or third child.
Okay.
So the first one, Ko, is a growl ends, right? The one we refer to as the growl ends, right?
Okay.
That's the meaning of it.
Ko. Okay. K-O-W-O,
right?
Okay. K-O-W.
That's it. Then the last name, Rak.
Okay.
So
Kotu.
Yeah, Kotu.
Yeah.
So every time you tell the body name Kotu,
Rak
you are referring to.
Okay. Rak. That's a nice name. Nice explanation of the name as well.
Yes. Along the way, people are, bringing some suggestion that people are bringing some suggestion. I should change the name. I had the option. I said, no, I'm going to stick to the name my parents gave me, at least.
Yes, I think it's good. You can stick with your name. It's really two beautiful names and right. So let's just give you our lineup for today's edition of the program. So we have in studio Honorable Jeffrey Tolman from District Number 3, Representative Kennedy, Monsawado County, and we'll be talking about his platform and all of trending issues in relation to representation of his people, of his constituents. They're in District Number 3, Monsawado County, one of the most contested districts here in Monsawado County. So we'll be joining shortly on the Business and Economic Forum. We will be discussing the importance of advertisement and customer service. This is a very unique topic, brilliant topic, and we'll be getting your input from that as well. At 3:30, 3:40, we'll be joining our panelists from the States as well, and we'll be discussing the importance of advertisement and customer service. Already know this is one of the most challenging aspects of our business here in Liberia, customer service. Many people have complained about our customer service here in Liberia, so we'll be experts to tell us how important it is for us to advertise our businesses and as well for advertise customer service when we establish businesses. Why is it that Liberian businesses are struggling to advertise? Why don't they want to advertise their businesses? Why is it that we have so much poor customer service as well? But as we prepare to take our guests, I want to join Madeline Finasa, who is on the field this afternoon, going from place to place as we prepare to host the national debate on September 13, 2023 at the Cinco Palace Hotel. Like we said, booking has already been done by the organizer. Everything is set and have been distributed to the contestants, those who are supposed to form part of the debate. We already send them communication. Some of them, the panelists, we are trying to reach out to all of them as well to participate. But what we're expecting to talk with Madeline briefly, and the House of Representatives on Tuesday passed into law That is, they ratified a new extension of the B Mountain Mining Company concession here in Liberia, and they granted them the mining company exclusive mineral exploitation rights and significant tax incentives for the incoming quarter century for an investment around 520 million. 520 million, and this deal will come to effect by June 2024. And but the information that we read, there were 39 lawmakers that were present out of the 73 lawmakers that we have at the Capitol building. There were 79, 37 of them who participated in the agreement, voted for to pass the bill. And but what we have gotten from most of the legislative reporters, the lawmakers were in session up to 10 p.m. Wow. Up to 10 p.m. they were in session to pass the bill, and B Mountain will operate in Liberia. They started operation in Liberia from 2001. The deal was ratified up. Now they are up to 2051.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Additional 25 years been given to B Mountain Company by the national legislature. I don't know what it rush about, but we're trying to get some document from the national legislature from most of the reports, because I've seen some video footages from the passage of the bill. There were better arguments. People were forced. If you listen to the video, you watch the video, and someone was secretly recalling most of those things that are happening there. You see that the country is dumb. Is dumb, and normally people say those are the national legislature are our problem. You get to know if you see how they got and these people debated, or how they sound this into a you will feel miserable for our country that we are not going anywhere. I don't know whether they really thoroughly review this agreement. And since B Mountain started operation, this happened. Several complaints from across from the area, moving from land degradation, from water pollution, from health issues. Those of you who have been there, I visited King George earlier this year, and if you go to King George, the major mining town, and you see how the people live there, and you say this is a multi-million-dollar company operation area. You see, life is deplorable there. Contractors there, people complain. Sorry, I listened to one of the lawmakers from one of the contestants from Sando County, Hensin Kiazuru, and the way he spoke, it was as though he was doing public relations for B Mountain. So that's how our country looks there. And for the House of Representatives to have passed a bill at that time of the 10 p.m. because they were closing, they were forced. And no, this you can't tell me it was just free. Some 73 lawmakers, only 37 put that were present to take the decision, and to other people will join from a chat room, they agree, whatever they agree. When you agree to put your signature, then you get your signature fee from what we learned from most of the guys that we have spoken with from the national legislature. So that's how it looks. Let me try again to get in contact with Madeline Sarge, that people can cross out to our guests. But what do you think? You've been hearing about B Mountain concession?
Yeah, so but for the issue of the concession is that when you got a kind of issue coming to you now, is where you got to go back to the drawing table, go where the people are,
review the document,
review
the complaints that the people been bringing,
go back people and see what happening to them, right? The man who operating here want us to extend his term. Okay. So how do you feel, right? The people going to give you the information.
Yes.
They say, oh yeah, yeah. The people going to give you the information. Okay, we agree. Like you got to extend the because he have been living up to his contract. He have been providing water for us, because if you can manage in an area, you got to provide the water, because you're going to be using a lot of chemical around. You got to make sure the health facility is there. Like when someone gets sick, they can get access to education facility. So all the things you got to make sure it's in place, right? So maybe if you are signing first contract with the president and the president live up to it, when they come back for the second time, they're where you're going to hold them, right?
But if
most of all look at the West, right? Player will go on a team, and maybe they go there, the salary is not confusing for them, and they know that what they are doing for the team now, when the second time come for the team to extend his contract, that's where the men can come in with plenty things.
Lot of demand. So now we expected them to have
should be the demand.
A lot of demand for our people. For example, improve the housing facility, improve water sanitation for the people. Why is it that we doing? These people are doing it. If I say you're there, you'll be fortunate to visit and enjoy your fee. How the people live there, you see the houses the people live in, and all of that. So, like I said, we now have on the line Miss Marilyn Findasa, who is the lead organizer for the national the presidential debate. Good afternoon. Yeah, do we know where are you currently? Or it's a secret? You don't want to disclose your location?
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to the people of Liberia. Dolo has seen because we gave this solution. Because we have few more days to presidential debate that we've organized, and it will be very fruitful. So I therefore dropping off the former vice president's communication. I just dropping out of town.
Okay.
So just to inform everyone, the presidential debate stands for the 13th of September. And it will be held at the Single Palace Hotel in Congo. We are going to place banner on the Single Palace store
next week.
Everyone knows that it will be held over there. So it is actually no cost attached. We are doing it all for Liberia to hear from these candidates, presidential candidates, what their plans that they have for them. So also before reaching out the communication to the president here, I would like to send to Commissioner Eugene Norman WhatsApp. I also send for Honorable Snow WhatsApp. I also send to I also send it to the presidential the president also send to his WhatsApp as well. And I ask them to please share this content, this invitation with the campaign team. They are responsible for all of the campaign activities. So now we are going to town to ensure that all of these communications are delivered, because there's going to be a presidential debate. We are going to be joined by some professional media colleagues, including
Clarence Jackson.
He has to be rich, but I'm very sure because he was on the show the last time also we interviewed as a partner. So we are very sure he will be on, and possible other colleagues will be joining us as well. So everything has been said, and the whole house has been booked, and we are prepared. We are optimistic. Most of the candidates have confirmed their participation.
Okay.
So they have confirmed their participation as well. The truth FM will also be there, and it's open. I'm sharing the posts, sharing on Facebook, and even yesterday when I shared on my story, I received over 400 views.
Wow.
That's before 400 persons, viewing on my story. So this is we are creating more publicity, because it's important for us to know what the things that these people have for us, why we intend. So we do not want people escaping the debate. It's not something, it's a professional way of telling people what you plans that you have or what you have done that they should be able to retain you. What have you done? What are the things you have? What have you done and what things you have? So we are calling on everyone. We are calling on all of the supporters of this candidate. So please be there. Every candidate, every presidential candidate is entitled to bring 20 supporters. So is to bring your people on board. We will
Okay. Yes, for each contestant.
Responsibility. Of the nation. We have to go the extra mile of doing this. It's not because we have so much extra we want to show. No, not because of that, but because we see this call to national service is all for a nation. You cannot say you are patriotic and then these things you cannot be involved in it. So like we always say, state of the nation is not a platform where we wouldn't say, make phone calls and talk to make stories and what have you. But we go the extra mile of doing these things because we are very different and want to do things differently.
Yeah, thank you. Will you want to stress on the time as well, because here many people don't respect time.
Of course, we're going to start in some Dolo show because the hall is being paid for. Yeah, we're paying money for every hour we're going to use. So we are telling you, those of you that want to take over Nigeria, you say you want to we expect a lot from you. Includes time. Please be time conscious. Please bring your 20 supporters along with you to serve. Also inviting other wealthy Liberians to the Supermarket Hotel. And we get in contact with us. They can get in contact with us. They will give them more detail. But you can also get on my Facebook page, and then you will see all of the information there. Lisa, in yellow blouse with a
Okay. You won't be a one pastor. You'll see one man with white, beautiful wife, and all of that. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh. Okay, you are in good hands. Yes. Balance information. Yes. Yes.
Reached on him, so he will feel love. He will feel at home. He will feel that yes, the people of Nigeria appreciate that the time when you are in this kind of
condition. Yes.
So I ran to the office on Monday and he said to the show. And leaving the show sometimes for me is something very hectic to do to control a big platform like State of the Nation from 2:30 to 5.
Yes. It's really, really huge. Yes.
Yeah, the challenge, but we are but we are still working on the communication, and we are working to ensure that it becomes very successful on Wednesday, but in terms of God, we're not doing anything on ourselves. We are depending on God. When God gets to wake up and go to use it in a positive direction.
Yes, so true. Well, Madam, thank you so much for joining us. Yes.
And I know how professional you are, and please continue very professional.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Independent as well.
Yes, very independent. Thank you so much. So that's the voice of Miss Madeline Finda joining us live, talking about the presidential debate expected to kick off on September 13 at the Cinco Palace Hotel there in Pinzo. So we'll quickly cross over now to Studio B, where we have in studio a representative candidate in District Number 3, Monsawado County, Mr. Jeffrey Thomas. I want to say welcome to State of the Nation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm here. Our interim broadcaster and Otu will do the interview together. And how is this?
District is going fine. District is fine right now as I speak to you. Everything is on course.
What about the campaign?
The campaign is beautiful. We are engaging people. We continue to engage our voters. So indeed, everything is going on smoothly.
Yes, let's get to know who is Mr. Jeffrey Thomas.
I'm Jeffrey Thomas, born 1970, November 20th, in Dolo, Nimba County. And currently I live Coastmoon Hill Road, to be specific, behind Arabi Shop, there where I have my property.
Go ahead.
And also, I'm vying for the representative seat of District Number 3, Monsawado County.
Yes, tell us how do you want to contest?
There are several reasons for which I want to contest, and I'm going to outline my plans for the nation and for the district. I want to contest because there are so many things that need attention in this country, as I speak to you right now. When it comes to campaign, when I go around, people continue to ask me, what have you done over the years? What have you done? And I want to let you know that the whole dream of wanting to be representative started since 2005. But when I built a market structure for the coalfield market, women, and I was petitioned at the time. But within that same time, I was opportune to have obtained a scholarship to go overseas for further study. So I told them that I want to put the petition on hold. And when I'm done with my schooling, and when the times are ripe, I want to venture into the election. And I feel that now is the time. And so many things I have done for the district. I have donated chairs to schools. I have donated copybooks to schools. I have built roads. I have built bridges. I have done so many things. Even 2 or 3 weeks ago, I gave the District Development Council $700 to carry on renovation work at the property over there. And the renovation work is going on right now smoothly.
Which
the
property?
Town hall.
The office?
They carry on renovation work at that town hall as I speak to you right now. But what I continue to tell people, tangibility does not qualify anyone to be a representative. What qualifies an individual to be a representative is the person's expertise, whether he has the qualification, whether he has the credential, whether or not he can think about our day-to-day activities, turn it into policy for government to act on so that we can benefit directly or indirectly from our government. That's what matters to me, and that's what should matter to everyone. And every day, my brother, people continue to come to my home. Mr. Thomas, school fee, school fee, school fee, school fee. There's a
beg you, they come to beg
every day. And I help here and there, but I do not have that amount of money to pay everybody tuition. But through a government-sponsored program,
besides school fee, do they ask for other things?
Yes, they do, and I help here and there. I extend help to help. I extend help to people here and there, but I do not have that kind of money or that amount of money to be able to help everyone. So, but through a government-sponsored program, that can happen. Every day, parent comes to my home, Mr. Thomas, school fee, school fee, school fee. So I feel that there's a need to address such a concern. And my team developed a membership form. And we took it around. We asked parents. They will come to your home. We ask you, how many children do you have in your home? And how many children do you have? And when they tell us the total, then we ask question, how many of them is in school and how many of them are not in school? And they gave us the total as well. And we did our comparison and we found out that almost 60% of the children who are supposed to be school-going children in this country are not going to school. They are sitting at home with their parents simply because of school fee problems. So it is.
Okay, so we'll come to your educational policy. I know you talk about that as well. But how well do you know district number 3? If you were to demarcate district number 3 for us, what would you say?
I am well informed of district number 3. District number 3 starts from the total row all the way to the GNW Black Factory, all the way from red light coming all the way to GNW Black Factory, and extending close to Nicholstown, and all the way Pipeline Road, Coastal Hill Roads, Winston, all of those areas are included in district number 3.
Yes, and you tell us now. We will move quickly to your plans. What are your plans for the district?
Okay, the plan that I have, I intend to institute policy that will be able to help everyone. And as I was explaining, and you cut me off, I said that I have a plan, and the plan is called No Child Left Behind. And this No Child Left Behind is going to cover everyone, irrespective of which district you live. And the plan came about because, as I said, parents continue to come to my home asking for tuition. And
so no child left behind is an educational policy.
No child should be left behind in this country, because we did our statistics and we found out that almost 60% of the children who are supposed to be school-going children in this country, they are sitting at home. And these are future leaders. If we do not educate them, then where do we go? Where are we going? Because as I'm sitting here, if you elect me as a representative, I will not remain representative forever. I will retire, but there must be another representative prepared to step in the gap when I'm gone. So that's how I came up with this policy called No Child Left Behind. And in that No Child Left Behind policy, I'm calling for free, compulsory primary and secondary education across this country. That will be financed by the national budget. That will be implemented by Ministry of Education. So if I'm elected, I will be advocating for Ministry of Education budget to be.
But government already have
there's
a policy.
nothing free education in this country. Yes, I do. You can leave this studio and go out there and do your own interview and interact with the citizenry. You will know that indeed there is no free education in this country. I can tell you that.
At primary level?
Yes, go there and see for yourself. People are sitting home. Children have become breadwinners for their parents. Nobody is going to school as I speak to you right now. Even school have opened, but parents cannot even afford to even register their children as I speak to you. So it's alarming and it needs attention.
So you proffer a bill,
yes,
that will be titled No Child Left Behind.
That's correct. And in that policy, I'm saying that government should introduce free primary and secondary education in this country. And if I'm elected, I will be advocating for Ministry of Education budget to be increased by either $150 million or to $200 million to enable the ministry to build more schools and revamp other schools that we already have, train more teachers, pay them adequate salaries.
So our budget is currently around 700 million. If we get 150 to education alone, I mean, other sector will be affected.
Of course.
Are you also considering
Of course, the one that are not, education is paramount to a nation's success. So we need to invest heavily into education. So we can cut down on other expenses and be able to increase the budget of Ministry of Education to be able to embark on educating the younger generation of this country.
So how effective do you think this policy, if you are elected and I mean this bill is enacted, how effective do you think it is? Tell us how will it work? What would be a workable framework?
Okay, it will work in the sense that the Ministry of Education will be able to work to build more schools, train more teachers, because the teachers in this country are underpaid. As such, they do not want to take assignment into the Leeward counties. So I'm saying that teachers should be paid adequately so that they will be encouraged to go into the classroom and be able to take assignments into various counties. That way, our teachers will be encouraged to go to various institutions in the Leeward County to be able to work. to educate our children. And one of the things I'm thinking about is for the ministry to form a task force to make sure that indeed the plans are implemented, and making sure that children should not sit home. Children should be able to be forced to go to school and learn. And one of the things I'm also introducing or requiring is that all schools, like the care food program, the feeding program, those days should be introduced right by into schools, so as to encourage the children to be able to be tied to school.
Wow, you think that most students are not in school because there is no food, or they don't have food?
Definitely, that's one of the reasons. Because if the kids go to school and the child does not eat, it's like you're sending the child to jailhouse. The child will not want to go the next day. But when there is food there, obviously that child will be encouraged to go into the classroom. Even the child will be the one to wake up the mother the next morning to say, "Mama, I want to go to school," because kids love food and they'll be tied to the school.
What will be action? And because many people have complained, many school administrators complain of lack of supervision from the Ministry of Education. Now we see proliferation of school, substandard schools that don't meet the requirements from the ministry. What will be your responsibility, making sure that this policy, because you are saying we should get almost 20% of the budget?
What I found out is that the DEO and CEOs in this country, they are not working the way they're supposed to be. We need to elect, or we need to implore credible people who will make sure that these things are curtailed. You know, you can't go build 2 rooms and you say you consider it a school and you be accredited to go and teach our children. No, there should be a set standard. Maybe 20 to 25 to 30 classrooms school should be built before you are even considered to operate a school within the country. But we cannot allow somebody with 2 rooms or 3 rooms somewhere in a corner, and you allow that person to operate a school in this country. It's wrong. So there should be a set standard set so as to what curtail these things. So I'm saying that the DEOs and the CEOs in the country right now, they are not working. They are not doing what they're supposed to do. Yes.
Yes, and that move quickly because there are core issues now in the various communities, in the various districts that people talk about. The economy continuing to crumble at all angles. Your district got a commercial district or a commercial area that, like, it's some part of it that should be part of your district as well. What would be your economic and policy? What will you do to empower business people in your community or in your district?
Okay, thank you ever so much. Before I go to that question, I want to clarify things here. And when it comes to my policy that we're addressing, and private institutions, school fees have gone up. So I'm saying that through Ministry of Education, there should be money allocated in the budget to be given to those institutions like a subsidy to lower the cost of tuition for our parents who are sending their children to private institutions. And when it comes to the economy, right now, we are living, the economy is at a contractionary period. So we need an expansionary period. So what I'm saying is that if I'm elected, I will be inviting the finance minister and the central bank governor to the Capitol building so as to give reason why indeed there's inflation and why indeed the economy is going the way it's supposed to be, and what could we do to bring it back into check. And one of the things I intend to do is to prevail on the finance minister or the central bank governor to be able to reduce interest rate associated with borrowing money to encourage our people to borrow money so as to expand the economy. That's the best way we can do. Instead of individual coming to give somebody 5,000, 2,000 here and there, that is not working. It's not the way you expand an economy. Okay, you expand the economy by reducing interest rate associated with borrowing money to encourage investors to borrow money to be able to expand the economy. So that's the method, or that's the measure I will use when I'm elected as the next lawmaker.
You think that interest rate, the high cost of interest rate, is affecting Liberian businesses because people complain that Liberian businesses don't pay back loans?
I mean, the interest rate is one of the problems. It's one of the serious problems in this country. Interest rates are so high. As such, people are running away from the banking institution to go and borrow money. So indeed, finance minister or central bank governor need to prevail on those financial institutions to be able to lower the cost of borrowing money.
Yes, let's go back in line with that. Let's go to your constituent. Tell us have engaged? Have you been with business people, maybe community loan? What have you done in that area? Because to fulfill the idea, you might have some ideas, some experiences from the past. What have you done in that area when your constituents?
We engage other financial institutions like other financial institutions to come and train our people, because people came to me personally and they wanted me to give them loan personally, and I told them that I do not have money to be able to give loan personally to individual or to the business to businesses. So what I told them was that I was to contact an institution that would come and give them loan. And indeed, they came and gave the loan. Some people got loan.
Which institution did you contact?
I contacted the institution is called Liberian Credit Association.
Okay.
Yeah, I contacted them and they came and they trained people and they gave our loans to other people. But now they are saying that until they can give another loan out, they have to collect what they have already put out there. So that's the hold on right now. Once they collect about 50% of what they already gave out, they will come to be able to increase the loan or give our loan again to other people.
So tell us and how many person do you know? Can you tell us how many person benefited from that? How many business
people? A lot of people. A lot, over 50 to 60 to 100, over 100,000. A lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move quickly to security. Do you have security issue in district number 3?
Not only district number 3, but this country has security issue, and it needs attention. There's a serious security issue in this country. My brother, just go out of this country and come back through our international airport. That's the time you will know that there's nothing of security in this country. Okay, the reason I'm saying that is that when you are coming in the country, the security personnel at that airport do not know, or they don't want to know what you bring in the country. All the concern about gave me some more thing and just go. Give me some more thing and just go. And it's wrong, because security personnel are placed over there to be able to detect crimes. But if the security personnel are asking for bribe, or they are asking to give them small things so that you can just go, then
have you experienced that?
I have done that. They have done that to me several times. I've experienced that. That's why I'm raising this concern, and it needs serious attention. And one of the problems that I feel is the cause of that is the security personnel in this country have been underpaid. That's one of the reasons. Our people, security personnel, have been underpaid. The money allocated to the security personnel is a peanut in this country. Yes.
This is a service issue. It's a service to nation. Do you think people should go to security apparatus, maybe demanding so? Don't you think this is a moral issue? You think it's because
they are not paid, and because they are not paid adequately, indeed, it's a moral issue as well as being underpaid. So what I'm saying here is that our security personnel should be paid adequately in this country. That way, they will be able to discharge their function effectively and efficiently. And the money that has been allocated to security agencies in this country is peanuts. My brother, any nation survivability depends or relies on security. Even for investors to come in your country, it all boils down to security. If you do not have maximum security, because if an investor comes in your country, the first thing that comes to his or her mind is Liberia secure. Can I take my $100 million or $1 billion worth of asset to Liberia? Will it be secure if I take it over there? That's the first thing that comes to his or her mind. So indeed, we need to invest heavily into security if we want investment or investor to be attracted to Liberia, or investment to be attracted to Liberia. We have to invest heavily into security in this country. That way, they will be able to curtail crime. That way, our security personnel will be able to operate or function effectively and efficiently in this country.
And how you plan to solve that problem within the community? Because we got to start
from your community. How would you
nationwide?
Okay.
Because
one of the things too I've seen is that we need to have security and community engagement, because a security will only be effective and efficient if the citizenry within that district report crimes to security. If there's no smooth relationship between security and the community dwellers, then of course crimes will continue to increase. So I'm saying that there should be community security relationship established where there will be trainings, so that indeed when there's crime or when there are criminals, going around, they will be able to report that to the security personnel. Then that way security will be effective and security will come and handle that.
Do you want to tell us the security situation in district number 3? How bad it is?
It is bad because, so what I'm telling you, even right now, as I was coming on my way here, the District Development Council was also under the same security issue, because as I speak to you right now, the crime rate continue to escalate in the district where it is. So that's what I'm saying. Security is not effective, and we need more security personnel so that they can be able to curtail the crimes. And not only that, they should pay them adequately. That way they will be able to function effectively and efficiently. I continue to say that.
Okay, in line with security, another core issue, something that is becoming a national security concern, is drugs and drugs addiction.
Okay. Yes, my brother, thank you very much. The president just signed the drug laws in this country. We can sign millions of drug laws, but if we do not identify the root cause or causes of the problem and tackle that, then we are wasting our time. We are wasting our time. So what I'm saying is that people that are in line of duties, like the DEA officers, because drug business is a lucrative business. Let's say, for example, and a DEA officer is paid $150. Sometimes 2-3 months, he or she has not even received a pay. And a drug dealer is coming in the country with maybe $10 to $15 million worth of drugs. And apart from that, he is coming with another $10 million in his hand to bribe his way through security. So obviously, if that man comes in contact with the security personnel or the DEA officer that has been underpaid, and 2-3 months he has not received pay, and this man gave him a bribe or even gave him money, like giving the $10,000 to $15,000, obviously, my brother, that man will be able to let the man in. He will not be able to help protect or prevent this man from coming in, because number one, he has been underpaid, and number two, there's a serious problem that we need to attend to.
Yes, tell about district number 3, because few weeks ago we hosted some young guys from your district, and they came here. They said they are drugs addicts. They want to change. And tell us about the drug situation in various communities. I know you've been going from one community, because some people have complained that everywhere they go in your district, there are ghettos and everywhere. Do you experience that?
Yes, I do experience that, and I do experience that. That's why I say it all boils down to insecurity. We do not have effective security in this country.
Do you think security is
going to solve the problem?
Yes, because security should be the one. The security in conjunction with DEA officers, they should be able to work to effectively and efficiently track down these things and destroy it. So security should be the one to be able to identify the ghettos and break them down, and even arrest the perpetrator and put them into jail. Then that way those things will be able to stop. But if those things are not happening, then of course the drugs will continue to go on and on and on.
And so when we interview some of these guys, said the ghetto is at home now, they got nowhere to go. How you think you're gonna do that?
Okay, the way I intend to do that is this. If I'm elected as the next lawmaker of that district, what I intend to do is to invite, already planning to invite the Minister of Youth and Sports to the Capitol building to give reasons why indeed our children that are going out there, we consider them Zogo or drugs addict or disadvantaged youth, are not been taken care of. If it is budgetary problem, if it is money problem, we could allocate money in the budget and give it to the ministry. So what we could do, we build a rehab center, identify all the drug addicts in the street, draw them in, give them medication to detoxify the system, And we enroll them into various vocational institutions, the MVTC, the other vocational institution, give them discipline that they can depend on to survive in society. That way, the drug problem will go away. We need to educate these children. We need to rehabilitate them, detoxify the system, rehabilitate them, send them to various vocational institutions. Some of them could learn to be carpenter. Some of them could learn to be missioner. I mean, various disciplines, they can depend on that to survive in society. That way, even the crime rate, the robbing will all go away because these kids have discipline that they can depend on to survive in society.
Yeah, so this is State of the Nation. We have in studio Mr. Jeffrey Thomas, number 3. He is a representative candidate. He is one of those who is opting to unseat Mr. C.B. Bashir. Do you want to rate the current lawmaker, the incumbent, for us? How do you think he has performed for the last 6 years?
I will leave that to the people of the district. Even everywhere I go, people continue to tell me that he has failed them miserably. And
but what do you say?
I mean, I would say yes because the citizenry are saying that. So indeed, I would say yes because
so you are only saying because the people are saying.
No, he failed because number one, this man was elected regardless of tangibility. He was elected. He had not proposed or he had not sponsored or co-sponsored any bill at that capital building.
Are you sure of
the
that?
lives of the people? Definitely, I'm sure of that, and I can challenge him on that.
Yeah, so he said he can challenge Mr. C.B. Bashir that. So he feel, but he has been doing a lot of community engagement as well. He got a school in the district that he boasts about, that is providing education for people within the district from other districts as well.
The school is not free. That's not a public school. It's not a free school. Even if he has a school, the school is not free. It's money making. He's making money off of the people.
It's providing service.
Equally so, it's not free. That's what I'm telling you right now, brother. It's not free.
Okay,
so it's business that he's making. So you shouldn't brag on that, or you shouldn't dwell on that you should be elected because he has a school. No, having a school does not qualify an individual to be a representative. What qualifies an individual, and I say and I'll continue to say, is that the person's ability to think about our day-to-day activities and turn it into policy for government to act on so that we can benefit directly or indirectly from our government. That's what matters to me, and that what should matter to my people.
How well do you know the function of a legislator, a representative?
A legislator should be somebody who, as I said, who thinks about the problems that our people are going through, turn it into policy for government to act on so that we can benefit from our government. So we are there to make policy. And the policy that we made is the policy that the executive goes by to run the country. So we need to elect like-minded people, qualified people, competent people to go there and think about the economy, think about national security, think about drug concern, think about the schools and all of that, and be able to make policy to impact the lives of the people.
So what are some of the major problems that people have been telling you, oh, when you engage in the community, these are the problems we face here when it comes to the issue of WASH, right? Health, sanitation, and hygiene. What are some of the major problems?
They talk about schools a whole lot. They talk about road connectivity. And I promise them that when I'm elected, I will empower Ministry of Public Works to bring the road to them. Because as a lawmaker, I'm not going to build roads, but I am going to instruct Public Works through budgetary allotment to be able to build these roads. I promise them that. And I'm going to be very forceful. I'm going to be consistent, persistent on issues at that capital building.
Yeah, who do you admire at the capital? Which of the lawmaker representative across the 73 district that you admire? Like you feel that person is performing the task because they have been barrage of criticism. People bunch all of them together and criticize them. Do you feel some of them are really doing well? Do you have a name that you can mention?
I will be very honest with you. I will look at Yeke Koluba as one of the lawmakers over there. But the only thing, the way in which he is proceeding, that's the only problem that I have with him. Yeke has been very consistent and persistent on issues. He has spoken his mind. He is the voice of the voiceless. So what I'm saying here is that the only thing, if Yeke stop abusing, then of course he will be one of the best lawmakers over there. The only problem that I have with him is the abusive aspect of his approach. But other than that, I love him for his consistency and persistency on issues.
Yes, you love it. But salary is one key issue. Too many people complain that the salary of the lawmakers are huge and the benefits are huge as well. What would you do? What would you do with your salary? Tell us.
The salary is salary. Okay. What I intend to do, because as a lawmaker, you know, every rules over there require two-thirds majority. So I will be proposing that indeed, with the kind of high cost of living right now in this country, we need to at least reduce our salary so as to put the money into other institutions that will benefit the people.
To what amount will you be proposing?
Maybe about 30 to 40% of that should be waived or should be considered, so that it can be directed to other institutions, the schools, the health, you know, security and other things like that, so that our country can be better, so that our citizens can live a better life in this country.
Yes, the legislative support budget, so 30,000 that normally they receive. When you receive yours, what would you do with it?
I will use it for my district. Look, the first thing I would do, I will first of all inquire as to what that money is for. Okay, because I do not want to just go to the Capitol building and just receive money because I want to receive money. I will first of all investigate to find out as to whether what the 30K that people are talking about, what is it for? And if it is for development purposes, yes, indeed, I will take it and bring it to the district. And what I intend to do is, I do not intend to receive it single-handedly. What I intend to do is to have 11-man committees. And out of that 11-man committees,
in your district,
yes, we'll have a central head. And when there's any money allocated,
that would be different from the district council.
Okay. Yes.
Would that be different from the district
council?
Because
yes, that's what I intend to do. Because we'll work in collaboration with the district development council. But what I intend to do is transparent and accountable people will be selected, so that when there's money allocated in the district for development purposes, we will all go there, receive that money, bring it to our district, and we all sit and discuss as to how we should carry on development in our district, whether it's water supply, whether it's electricity, whether it's road connectivity. We will be able to use that based on the recommendation of our people.
Yeah, so that is the voice of Mr. Jeffrey Thomas. He comes from District Number 3, one of those opting to remove or sit Representative CB Baksha, who is the incumbent representative of the district. We can now go to announce the numbers. You can join us to chat with Mr. Thomas this afternoon. You can call us on 0775932170, 0775932170, or you can call us on
0776-198173.
Okay.
0776-198173.
Okay, so we have our first caller on the line. Good afternoon. Yes, welcome. This is State of the Nation. Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, what's your name? Okay. Okay. Okay, you respond. You respond to that. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, my brother. Thank you ever so much for that.
Wow, that person is off. Take another one. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So you can call us on. Okay, we got another caller here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name? Okay, go ahead. Hmm. Okay. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Wade, and I'm calling from Culture District.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to appreciate our honorable studio.
Hmm.
I want to say thank you, Papa. What effort
Hmm.
you put behind whatever resources you put behind for me to get here in Dolo in Jesus' name, because you care for me.
Okay.
So care for caring people. We know that our children will not Jesus.
Man. Thank you. Let's have yeah, no more
Hello.
call. So we can take 2 more calls, then we'll go. Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Hmm. Wow. Okay, thank you. So that's the last call. Thank you, Akwe. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. You see your name again? Please call your name again. Okay, go ahead. Thank you so much. So the calls keep coming. We cannot do that. We're gonna continue the call. So, Mr. Thomas, you listen to the call. No opposition.
I mean, that's a clear indication that indeed I'm working for the people. That's a clear indication that indeed I have a policy that will impact their lives and impact their children's lives. So, I mean, there's no opposition. I can tell you that.
Yes, tell us about your number. At what position are you in terms of voting? Talk to the people now.
I'm number 15 on the ballot box, on the ballot paper, and I want for my people to remember that I'm number 15. So if they are checking from under and on top, I'm the 5th person. If they are checking from on top down, I'm the 15th person on the ballot paper. So they need to remember that. And I want for my people to understand that elections are not birthmark contests. They are not popularity contests. It's not tribal contest. It's a contest. It's a contest wherein you elect qualified and competent people to be able to go to the Capitol building over there, make policy, stand tall with other lawmakers, make policy, debate issues, appear on the floor, debate issues, and make sure that things are done for them. This is not a corporate election wherein I give you a couple rights today. If I give you a couple rights today, how about tomorrow, day after tomorrow? What are you going to eat? Our people need to be very mindful. People took part in elections since 2017. They did not come back to our people with any projects. 2019, no projects. 2020, no projects. 2021, no projects. 2022, no projects. 2023, 2 weeks to election, people are coming with equal side projects around, claiming to be, developmental oriented. Our people need to be very mindful. They are using that as a bait to grab them, and when they go to power, they tell them, that's my money, put me there. Our people need to just be mindful at this time because people are going around fooling them. When did they get to know that they need loan? People are going around coming with, 10,000 loan here and there, 5,000 loan here and there. With the kind of economy that we live in right now, what can 5,000 do for an individual? And you have $25,000 to $30,000 school fee to pay. So they need to look at that. That indeed they need to look for somebody who will go there, make policy that will impact their lives, impact the lives of children. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So that's the voice of Mr. Jeffrey Thomas, a representative candidate in District Number 3, Monsuado County. He has been our guest. So coming up next will be our program, the Business and Economic Forum. As soon as we are joined by our panelists, we'll go live right away to take them. We send the link already. But let me go to the line and speak with Mr. Oscar Morba. Mr. Oscar Morba is a journalist. He has an initiative organization that runs. They are expected to hold a peace initiative that in across Monsualo and other places. So, like I said, we have on the line Mr. Oscar Morba. I want to say welcome to Celebration Nation.
Shifting from sports to becoming a talk show host, you are doing it to a greater extent. So I'd like to say thank you so much for continuing on that path. Thanks to Prince, who has been holding those of you the opportunity to grow. On the flip side of that, which is speed and recovery.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for the commendation. So that move to the organization you announced that you'll be undertaking. So that get the full name of organization for us.
Okay, so the organization is called JPL, JPL, Getting Journalists Initiative for Peaceful Elections in Liberia. And if I were to just give you a summary background of the group, most of the time you hear people say that the journalists are responsible or helping to build tension in the country. Journalists are partisan, bringing they got balances and things like that. So we thought to be able to bring about a resistance, bring about a change, to be able to address some of these concerns. As a matter of fact, in 2019, I had an encounter when I was assaulted by a police officer. The first by-election that brought Senator Darius Dolo to power, as the legislator. So while in the field and I reading the results, I had an issue with security personnel, specifically police officer, who, in my opinion, were taking on partisan posture. I was just reading the results. Particular police officer felt, injured by that. So he started to say some things, and he started to threaten me of assault. So I'm like, both the security and the media, we got serious problem, and there was a need for us to do something. More to that, in the same 2019, you can recall here, and the many Liberians under the sound of my voice this afternoon can recall that there was a particular radio station in the country that announced fake result. You remember that time?
Yeah.
Even the 2020 by-election in Lofa County. So we need to do something about it, and that is why JPL was established in order to work with the security sector and the media in Liberia to bring about peace. So we are devoted to peaceful elections. We are devoted to a society that is guaranteed when it comes to inclusive, inclusive participation. So JPL has been launched since 2022, and we are going to December should be making us 1 year since we got established. We've been able to build partnership with some institutions like the LMDI. We have a partnership with Leon Donut, solidified as we anticipated. We're still trying to build partnership with ECC, that's the Election Coordinating Committee of Oscar Blow. We're still holding more discussions with some of these institutions, the Liberal Council of Churches, the National Elections Commission. But I can say for a fact that we have a very strong and solidified relationship with the security, the armed forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and the Liberian Immigration Services.
Yes, let's talk about the project, the awareness engagement this time around.
Yes, so because we don't have donor funding and we want to make impact, we thought to ourselves that we cannot see it as an institution, as an organization, we cannot see without doing anything. So in the absence of donor funding, we said we will still engage churches and mosques, because our people gather at these various churches and mosques on Fridays and Sundays, and so it will be a good opportunity to meet there and be able to just encourage them about the need to be peaceful as we move towards the election. Because you will be the fear hovering over the land is very high, and we need a peaceful process as we move towards the election. All sides, the National Elections Commission, the political actors, the citizens themselves, the media, we need to go into these processes with a mind of peace. So we'll be meeting, we'll be having an engagement with our people at these various churches and mosques. It is a joint peace outreach.
Okay.
That with me, we are doing it with the armed forces of Liberia and the Liberian National Police, with JPL taking the lead.
Okay, thank you so much, Oscar. We hope to talk more about it continuing next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. So that's the voice of Mr. Oscar Mobile. We'll take the hour right away to join our guests for the Business Economic Forum.
Purchase from any of our stores and POS around the country. Enjoy the best mobile coverage, certified by Ookla, second time in a row. Be closer to what matters. Orange.
To introduce our topic for today for the Business and Economy Forum here on State of the Nation. We are discussing a very important topic today that says the importance of advertisement and customer service, and the importance of advertisement and customer service. And we will now join our lead panelist, Mr. Jackson George, who is like has joined us. We will start while we wait the other panelists to join us as well. So, good afternoon, Mr. George. Hello. Okay, is he muted? So let me get some out yet while we try to connect with him. FM sponsoring all of the programs here through 96.1 FM. So, like I said, we are discussing today on the Business and Economic Forum the importance of advertising and customer service, the importance of advertisement and customer service in relation to businesses in Liberia or Liberian-owned businesses businesses in general. We have Mr. Roblet, who would now join us as well, Mr. Jackson George, our two panelists. The other will join us as the program moves on. We will now take this time to welcome them. Good afternoon. Mr. Jackson George. Bobby Boblet.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Bobby, and thank you for joining us. We are waiting, Mr. Like, I don't know whether his mark is muted or what, but he came on since then, and we've been finding it difficult to get him about. And let's say, welcome, Bobby.
Yes. How are you? Let me turn on my camera here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, thank you so much. So, yes, we are doing great. So I think, like Madeline said, she's now with us this afternoon on the show.
Okay.
Going after 102 for the program State of the Nation, but it's good, and thank God we have an inspiring topic. So you can pick up from here.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. I mean, we're talking about customer service. We're talking about advertising. In a way, they're connected, but they're also very different. I've spent a lot of time in the customer care and customer service space. As a matter of fact, I spent about 10 years in that field, and it's hard to say what's the most critical thing in business is the most critical component, but customer service is high on the list of things, issues that you need to have in order for your business to be successful, in order to connect with customers and things of that nature. Well, it's good to be back on the show, Edwin. And what's your other guest? I mean, what's your other host name again?
Yes, I think you coming in
David?
broken, but let's see. I think it's okay now. Yes, you were asking. Repeat the question.
Oh no, I was just asking for the other gentleman in studio.
Okay, yeah. So he's Kotu, like we normally say. He's our intern here at True FM. Yeah, he's one of our interns here at True FM. So he normally here with us on State of the Nation. So Maloney is not here, so he had to sit with me today. So our colleague, our senior producer, Mr. Christopher Sally, is not also too well. So he has been ill since Monday.
Oh,
so he has not been on the show. Yes.
Well, I mean, you've been in training for a long time, so I think it's time for you to step up and take over.
Yes, I think it's good. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. My background. Let me just, for the viewers out there, my background is in finance, specifically banking and finance. I've spent nearly 2 decades in the field. I have done a lot of customer service in the banking areas, especially with regards to credit cards and things and fraud and things of that nature. And currently, I run a team of about 20 insurance agents all over the country, and I'm licensed in about 30 states.
Wow.
So customer service is critical for me. Even though I don't work for anybody right now, I run my own business. It makes it even more important. So the first thing I would talk about with regards to customer service is, especially to business owners that are listening to me out there in Liberia and even here in the U.S. Customer service will make or break your business.
So Bobby, can we hold you there to now welcome Mr. Jackson George to join us in live?
Oh yes, absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for welcoming me. Today is Friday here in Minnesota. We are happy to be on the show. TGIF, guys. I'll be leaving work at 12 p.m. tonight. So.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So you are a little bit busy. You came along, so we were trying to get to you earlier, but like you were doing something
Yeah, trying to get ready for the show.
Okay, thank you. That is important. So, like we said, Melanie is now with us today. So, we together we can run the show to the end of the time. So, like you said, we are discussing customer service and advertisement. So, Bobby, you can continue now. Mr. Jackson, let's get an intro from you as well.
Oh, Bobby is. So, customer service.
Yes.
Let me put it this way. If you own a business, customer service is about 90% of your business. If you have to succeed, I would say even 95, I'll give it 98% of your business. Every employee of your company represents the company interest. So in my companies, I don't have any employee that is nobody. Every employee is a somebody. Every employee represents my vision, my mission, and my goals. I expect that my employees will represent me. They will take care of my customers because we're in the service business. I have a healthcare company. I have employees. I have a liquor store. When customer walk into that liquor store, I expect my employees to treat them like they are the kings. And sometimes in business, the customer is always right. The customer is never wrong. And in Liberia, you will see people arguing with customers. No, we don't do that. You keep your feelings. We discuss that behind the scene. Let management deal with all of those things. So
we can say employees also play a pivotal role in making sure that
brother, employee play a major role. That is why you scrutinize employees. You give them respect, right? If the employees feel that they are part of the company, they make decisions. Yeah, most of the time, Liberian companies employees don't make decisions. The ordinary employee is like management make all of the decisions. But if you want your company to succeed, you need to have monthly meeting with all of your employees and ask them questions as to how do you feel about this company? What do you think is happening? How can we improve these things? Because many of the times, the employees are the first line of defense for the company. They see everything. Management really doesn't see a whole lot. It depends on what kind of management you are. I am not a hands-on manager. I'm not a micromanager. I expect that all my employees would do what I would do. So if my administrative assistant sign a check, which she has access to my bank accounts, she has access to my checks. If she signed a check, I trust her belief system. I trust that I will have signed that same check. But there's still an accountability process. At the end of the month, we go back, we look at the books. If she did it with good faith, yes, she did. Many of the time, our businesses, major businesses, Liberian businesses, sometimes most of the people don't even know, have never even seen our bank accounts. They don't even know how the company is being run. These are things that we need to change because here, everybody knows how much everybody makes.
In the States.
Exactly. You go for a job, everybody knows the range of pay. My employee know how much money I make. They know that. I know how much money they make, So there's nothing hitting for me. Nothing is hitting in a way that. So the person who sweeps, the person who cleans is just as important as the person who's serving or as me. I will never succeed if I don't respect my employees. I will never succeed if I don't pay my employees well. Right? Sometimes my employee take pay before I take pay. I've been in this business for there's one time in a year where the state will hold my funding or hold our funding, and the state will not pay us for 1 month. Sometimes in June or July. I have to pay all of my employees. I will never take pay if my employees don't take pay. So that's something that we all have to understand, that customer service is not just the employee providing the service to the clientele. Customer service begins with you respecting your employees, because you see, if you don't give your employees respect, if you don't pay them enough, if you don't give them the benefits that they need, it will be shown in their performance. Look, some people leave their homes when the kids have not eaten all day. Some people leave their homes with problems and they come to work. And as managers, you need to identify and look at those employees. I can look at my employees and tell that my employee is having a bad day. And so you pull that employee into the room and say, how can I help you? What can we do? Go home. I'll pay you. Because sometimes our employees just need to go home and know that I'm getting paid. And the next day they will come and do a lot more better. So it's just not just I'm paying you, you come to work, and you're working for me, and that's what it is. I need to care about you. I need to know your family. I need to know where you live. I need to know your situation. Because you see, you can tear my company down in the daytime if you choose to.
Yeah.
So we take a lot more into consideration as to what happened. I have to sometimes I ask my employee, how are your kids? I know some of the kids by name. We take time to do that.
So Bobby, you listen to
Josh. Service is reflected in how you treat your employees.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, what he's saying is absolutely true. If we were to break it down a little bit more, what's the purpose of customer service? People probably wondering, why should we have good customer service? Well, there are three major reasons. Number one, good customer service helps to get you to acquire new customers, okay, to attract new customers. And then once you get the customer, good customer service helps you to maintain or retain that customer to your business. And then the last importance of customer service is that once you attract customers and you retain them, you are also able to sell them more services. So they came to buy one thing, but because they like the company and they trust the company, they can move forward and purchase more and more things for you. In fact, a lot of customers say they are willing to pay more money with a particular company A than company B for the same service.
Correct.
Because company A offers good customer service. So then what is customer service? Well, there are many different areas that customer service actually covers. Some people say is listening to the customer, listening keenly, not talking, but listening. There's a reason why we have 2 ears, but just one mouth. We need to listen more than we talk.
And they're silent and listen. So if you look at if you spell the same word, listen, they're silent and listen. So it's good to be quiet.
Oh yeah, silent and listening. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so listen to your customer. Number 2, build relationships. Okay, that's another core principle of customer service. Get to know your customer. In banking, we used to, we had this principle called know your customer. In fact, it's even part of the law here. You have to get to know your customer. That means you want to know their name, date of birth, those demographic things about them. But in customer service, you want to know what your customer likes. Every customer is different, and they like it when you recognize, when you recognize the differences. Okay, Edwin likes his coffee or his tea made a certain type of way. That's different from Kotu. But if I can recognize what you like and always offer you that, man, it makes you feel really, really good. You will always want to come to that particular coffee shop or tea shop. Okay. Then we got they want you to be honest. Customers hate for people to lie to them. Don't just say something to a customer just to get out of the situation that you're in. Be honest with them. Even if you don't know the answer to a particular question, say, look, I like to be 100% sure when I give customer an answer. Right now, I'm 98% sure. Let me find out. let me do some research and get back to you with the answer. That anybody can understand that, right? They would rather that than for you to lie to them.
So, Bobby, let me give you a real life example, right? I'm in Buchanan. I go to a hotel. There's one mosquito in the room, right? And I come downstairs to the counter and say, there's a mosquito in my room. And the lady look at me like, one mosquito in your room? And you want us to change it? I mean, like, yes, there's a mosquito in the room. I either need a new room. She said, but let me spray the room. I said, if you spray the room, I'm not going to go into that room. I need another room. I said, I need to see the manager. And so the manager comes down and I said, there's a mosquito in the room. I need a new room. And he looked at me like, oh, I said, you want me to ask for the owner? You know, I mean, there's a mosquito in the room.
I know he was like, why is the man saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're in mosquito, and the guy saying mosquito in the room. But what I'm trying to say is that these things happen. I'm a Hilton fan. I'm a diamond member of Hilton. And when you got complaint and you give it, they take care of your complaint. One of the things that I have done in my company, I like to talk about practicality. I have a healthcare company that I've run for 17 years. I, as owner of the company, I visit all of my clients. All of my clients have been with me for about 10, 15 years. They've never left. Every year, I go in and visit them one by one, sit with them and talk to them about what's going on. Do they like the service? Is there something? I have terminated employees. I have terminated my own son, right? So if I can terminate my own son for misrepresenting my company, I can terminate anybody. But the truth here is, you represent the company at all times. It's not only at work. That's what we need to also understand. You come to work, you're one person, you leave work, you're a totally different person when you're in management. That's poor representation of the company. You know, so
before I lose my thoughts, Jackson, let me finish the principal stuff.
Okay, yeah, but I was just trying to give you some practical things about some of the things that happen in customer service and management and other stuff. But I'm more practical than that. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
All right, not a problem. Yes. All right, so we talked about building relationship, listening to your customer, and being truthful and honest with your customer, being upfront, and by the way, all these principles of customer service, Edwin, you guys can use it in your studio because you're interacting with people. Everybody that's listening to your show is a customer. So you have to practice customer service. Even when you have callers call in, you know, that's customer service, how you interact with them. Showing empathy, okay? Understanding how people feel. If Mr. George says a mosquito is in his room and he doesn't want to sleep in that room, he doesn't want you to even spray the room and then he goes in because the spray scent will be in there or whatever. You know, step back and say, look, Mr. George, I understand how you feel.
Correct.
I would feel the same way too if I was in that situation. Let me get my manager. I don't have the authority to give you a new room, but let me bring my manager in. He has the authority. I will explain the situation to him so that we can best accommodate you. See the difference there?
Correct.
You're not acting like it's up to you. It's our policy. We cannot give any customer a new room just for one little mosquito business. We can't do it. Anytime you say you can't do it to a customer, just know that you're not practicing customer service. Try to see what you can do, not what you cannot do, right? And then the last thing I will talk about is, all right, last two things is know what it is that you're offering customers. Learn it well. Know your product. Okay? If you are selling cars, Koto, you got to know everything about the car.
Exactly.
Okay? Learn your business. And customers appreciate that because they will just ask you a bunch of questions. They want to understand.
But Bobby, can you imagine you walk into a store, you ask for the price of the goods, the guy will go call the Lebanese guy to give you the price. And the guy is on the floor. I'll be like, you don't know the prices of these products? You have to call somebody else to tell me what the price is?
Yeah. Exactly, and that brings that segues to the last principle, which is time. The importance of time. Respect the customer's time. Don't waste people's time. That's one thing that people hate. In fact, if it, when you look at all the different principles, Edwin, one of the main things that cause people to leave your company is because you wasted their time.
Exactly.
You wasted their time. You didn't know the answer. You left to go ask your manager. You stayed so long. And you didn't even tell the customer when you would be back. No way for them to contact you. Nothing.
Bobby,
And Jackie knows what I'm talking about.
I went to a bank.
Yeah.
The people standing in line for 2 hours to deposit money into the bank. I say, you guys got to be crazy. I cannot deposit my money in a bank, stay 2 hours to put my money where the bank going to be using my money to invest my money, and then I'm online for 2 hours to deposit. I see the manager. The manager is standing up reading a newspaper, and the line is long. In this country, the managers leave their office and come and work and get on the teller if the line is long. I used to manage Home Depot, one of the largest store. I push carts. When the store is busy, we as managers, we go outside and push the carts back in. In fact, in this country, managers work more than employees, the regular employees.
Yeah, definitely. I was a relationship manager in a bank.
Yeah, talking about that, Mr. Jackson, a guy asked me before, he was like comparing, he said, if in Liberia, where we don't have many Liberian banking, is you go to bank, the queue is long. How does it work in populated country, the America and other African countries? Are there long queue where people stay in queue? So now for 30 minutes, 1 hour, you cannot get money. How does it work?
Well, they got so many different mechanisms. They got cash machine on the streets. They got different, you go to the banks, there are machines all over. But if you spend 30 minutes in a bank on the line, you're already pissed off in this place. You know, you're asking for manager already. You know, that you either walk away to go to another bank. Number two,
Mr. George, we are not really getting clear.
Say that again.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, we are not getting you. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying, if you spend
I think there's a
minutes,
problem on your side, because I'm getting Mr. George very.
If you spend 30 minutes in a bank here on the line to deposit your money, you're already mad. You're already mad. You know, 30 minutes is too long to stand on the line.
30 minutes is long anywhere. Now,
I mean, as compared to Liberia, I've seen people online for hours, man.
Yeah.
No,
now, to your point, I worked in a bank. I used to work in a bank. Okay, and even in America, at certain times of the day or at certain times of the week, the bank can get very busy. But I wasn't a teller. I was a relationship manager. When the bank gets busy, I have to leave my office and go out there and help. I even go behind the teller line and help the tellers. I don't know all their systems, but whatever I can do, I'll have to help. The manager of the bank will have to come out and help.
Sometimes get on the teller.
The assistant manager will have to get behind the teller line and help.
Yeah.
You see?
In Liberia, you don't even see the CEO coming down or those vice presidents coming down when the lines are long and talking to customers. You don't see it. They stay in the offices and expect that. I mean, those are the people who are giving you jobs. One of the things that we got to understand, you get paid from the people on the line. You get paid by those people who are standing on the line. So you treat them.
You're not doing them a favor, right?
You're not doing them a favor. And that's why I get angry when I come to Liberia and go get my money. It's like you're doing me a favor. No, you're not doing me a favor. I put my money in here, been here for a year, and you have made money off of my money. So I pay you. In Liberia, we need to understand that civil servants, all of the people who work for us, they're not doing us favor. They are working for us. And that's part of customer service. Customer service in government too. It's not just in the private sector. If you went to a ministry and you don't get services, a better customer service, it's the same thing. So customer service is not just in business. Government agencies are also doing business. If you went to pay for your tabs or your license plate, if you want to pay your taxes, if you went, all of these things, you need better customer service. So it's not just in the private sector.
Somebody said there was a research that was done, and it was found out that 86% of people have switched companies. That means three different companies offering the same product. They switch from one to the other because of poor customer service. Now, the question is, how do you improve your customer service?
Correct.
I'm sure there are businesses out there that are listening to us right now, and they say, well, how do we improve our customer service? One of the key tools that you can use is called a customer satisfaction survey. It can be 3 questions, 5 questions, 10 questions. You give it to the customer, and these questions ask about your service, your company service, to them, and they'll tell you, how was this person polite, yes or no? Was this person, did they listen to your complaint, yes or no? Did you have to talk to multiple different people before you got this issue resolved, yes or no? Did you even get the issue resolved?
Yeah, that one what you're talking about. I think Liberia has a different environment. Sometimes the people who are working for us are our own family. Sometimes they come from places they're working for us, or we're not paying them enough. I mean, there's so much in Liberia that we all need to work towards. Sometimes the customer service is not because we can't do those things. It's just because of the way in which we structure our businesses and the way in which we operate our businesses. It's hard.
But there you just said that there are banks. I know a lot of banks in Liberia. You got Echo Bank, what do you call IB, International Bank, UBA, United Bank of Africa. There's so many different banks. There are airlines in Liberia, Jackson. I mean, there are cell phone company. There are a lot of businesses where, I mean, we're talking, these are not your relatives that have worked there. These people have a lot of people.
If you're talking about, I was just talking about Liberian owned business. I mean, if you're talking about all of these different, we deserve better.
Yeah, customer service as a whole. And by the way, I don't have to be 100% perfect in customer service, Kotu. I just have to be better than you if we in the same business.
Yeah.
Now, okay, your customer.
Another thing here again is that they will provide a hotline, right, for customer service. But you call that number, it will ring for the longest. For example, nobody will pick your call.
Here, LEC will provide hotline. You get to them, you call 20, 30 times. No one will pick up. Even when they pick up, they will promise you they will not. Like Mr. Jackson said, huge. It's very, very huge.
So again, if you talk about LEC, water and sewer, again, do they understand that it's the customer that is paying them? It's the customer that is paying to build those infrastructure. It's the customer that paying to make those things happen. Now, it's the mindset. It's all about mindset. How do I see the customer walking through the door? Do I just see them as all those people, or I see them as my cash machine? Now, if I see you as my cash machine, then I have respect for you. But many of the times, there's no regard for the people who pay us. And that's something that is not only in Liberia, but most of Africa. The people who pay us, we have no respect. In fact, when we're coming, the people are supposed to move. When we're coming, there's people supposed to run. But those are the people who pay us. Those are the people who send our families to school. Those are the people who put food on our tables. And so we need to give them respect. I think I always say that respect in our country, once we have respect for one another, we will definitely start to develop our country. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. When you walk into that business sector or into that ministry, you should be treated like any other person would want to be treated.
Well, I agree with you that we have to respect one another, and that's the only way we can treat one another better. But somebody once said, "Cash is king." If you have a business, then you're looking to maximize your profit, especially if you're in a business environment that's competitive, Jackson. I mean, a lot of people doing the exact same thing that you're doing. I would bet you that with my customer service expertise, if I were to go and set up a business in Liberia that a lot of other people are doing, it wouldn't take any time at all. And people will start to recognize the difference and start to flock to my business, even if my cost is a little bit more than theirs. So that's what we want people to understand, that look, we're not just saying this because we want to say it. It would directly impact your bottom line. It would impact how much money you make. Customer service, right? Now, with government agencies, historically they've had the worst customer service because they don't feel like they're they didn't feel like they were in competition with anybody. If I'm LEC or Water and Sewer, where are you gonna go to get water beside Water and Sewer? There's no other company out there. But here's where, at least in the US, here's where it's changing, and probably Jackson can attest to this, that the customer service is getting very, very good when you talk to government agencies now. It's because government agencies are managed by the government. So your senator, your representative, okay, they represent you in the government, right? Now, they have customers. The senator and the representatives, they have customers. The customers are the voters. So the voters can go to the customer, can go to the representative or the mayor or the councilman and say, look, we tired with this thing. If this Water and Sewer company, or I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, an example.
If this public corporation doesn't treat us better, we're not voting for you again. You see the connection now? Now, these guys who are in government, your representative, they will put pressure on the public entity to have better customer service. So everything is connected. Everything. And you can have, you have to have customer service.
Yeah,
Bobby,
right. You're right. Most of the time, people don't see the connection between these things. Look, if you're in a community, you got a representative, and LEC is not working. You go to your representative and tell that representative that LEC is not working for you. And if it can't work for us, you're not going to be there next year. It's not about, it's not about stomach thing. Anything, water and sewer, anything. That's why the representatives are there to represent your interest. So that's customer service too. If you want better customer service, you put pressure on the system, and the system should work. Look, they say education is good, right? Power is great, but money rules the world. And the customers have the money. So, I mean, you can have the education, you can have power, but if you don't have money, you got none of those. So customer service is the greatest asset to any company.
Josh, let me ask you this question, and maybe do you think lack of customer service is one of the disadvantages of Liberian business? Because, for example, I live here, a Liberian man have a shop, a fuller man shop opposite him or her. People, Liberian would prefer going to the fuller man to buy and sell their own Liberian product. Do you think customer service is one issue as well?
Customer service is one, but consistency is another thing. Is that fuller man shop open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day? And is this Liberian shop opening at 11 and closing at 3, but sometimes it closes at 5 and sometimes it's this? Customer want consistency as well. So it could be how you talk to me. You think we come to Liberia and there's $50 hotel, there's $75 hotel, but you go pay $240 per night. What do you think you're looking for? It's the same bed. You're looking for better customer service. You're looking for people who will talk to you right. So like Bobby said, we pay more money for customer service than we pay for the actual place.
And I'll also say that, look, if you have noticed that one shop is attracting more customers than another shop, brother, I guarantee you it's customer service.
Yeah.
It also may be price, but more than likely it's customer service. Like in the US, for instance, if you go to nail salons, right, Jackson? I don't know if that's how it is in Minnesota, but in Georgia, it's predominantly Vietnamese.
Yeah, Asian here.
Asian. predominantly Asian people do nails. Now, why is it that people rather go to, why are Asians dominating the nail industry? I don't know. But what, in my opinion, when it comes to service, the way their culture is when they're working on your feet, right? Right, Jackson? They're very humble.
They humble.
And they're very, it's like they're
They're talking
satisfied.
bad thing about you, but they're just talking the language that we don't understand.
Yeah.
No, but it's like they're very humble and they're very satisfied. Now, you take a typical native, somebody who was born in America and living in America, and you tell that same person to work on your feet. First of all, it doesn't take much to make them angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas the other person will just be, they're not gonna show any anger or anything. They'll always smile and everything. But then you go deal with somebody else. Hey, my man, you just moving around in your seat too much, or you can't sit down. They get angry with you.
Oh, okay. But
No,
Edwin,
I'm just saying.
Edwin, to be frank with you again, Liberia, I have always said, one of the key aspects of us developing is simple respect for each other. Look, if we get to the point where we respect each other, that you can walk into your supervisor office and tell your supervisor exactly how you feel, and there's no repercussion. No, he's not coming after you for nothing. Any one of my staff can walk into my office at any time and tell me how they feel. At any time. Any one of my staff can call me and tell me how they feel at any time concerning any aspect of the company. Doesn't matter. We argue sometimes. I have asked my administrative assistant to sign a check, and she said, no, it's not part of the budget. Sometimes I come into Liberia, I need some money. I say, I need this money to go to Liberia, and she said, that's not part of the budget. And I don't get it.
Wow.
Exactly. My own money. You think it's my own money, but no, it's company's money. You know, because if we take this money from here, how will the people get paid? How will we fix this? How will we do this? So no, I don't get my way in my own company. I will have to fire her to get my way. Well, do I want to fire her and lose my company for a couple of $1,000s? No. But in Liberia,
can I ask a question,
in Liberia, the supervisors do not allow, many of the time, the supervisors do not allow the employees to express themselves in ways that they should, to understand what's happening within the companies. Because if they just allow the employees to come to them and just express themselves, sometimes they're having meetings, the employees don't even talk. You know, go ahead, Bobby.
No, I was just wondering, it's easy to say Liberian people need to respect each other, but here we're on the show, we're looking for a solution. How do you get Liberian people to respect each other?
Great question. First, we have, you have to want the way you want to be treated. Let's say if I walk into a place, the way I want to be treated is how I expect that to treat somebody. 2, we have to understand that we have one country. And in that country, the people who govern us are working for us. It starts with that. The people who work for us, like if I own a company Liberia, the people who working for me, I have to respect them because I would never have a company with all good employees. You think you can fire one person today and fire another person and fire another person, you always have employee because there's plenty of people looking for a job. But you will continue that cycle because you will never find really good employees. So you have to cherish the ones that you have. We have to go back and start respecting our professions. A Liberian will argue with you if you're a medical doctor and you're saying something. A Liberian will argue with you as if he is a medical doctor. We do not respect professions. You know, you will have an argument with somebody who has no clue, who have no discipline in a certain field, but they will argue with you as if to say they understand and they know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why do we not respect professions?
I think we don't respect profession because we are watering it down to the point where we don't see the value in those things. I think we have watered it down to the point where we don't see the value, and if we did, things would change. Look at how we treat our police officers, right? The police officer on the street stop you come from abroad, even those who come from abroad, and they insult police officer. You don't do all of those things here easily. I mean, yes, people insult police officer here, but there's consequences. I mean, sometimes you go and sometimes the police officer will let you go, but it's not a rampant thing that we do in Liberia, police officers and other stuff. We have no respect for the system. We need to respect the system, but it starts from above. If you see, let's take for instance, you're in Liberia, all the cars going one way, you take the tail lane. That's total disrespect to everybody else. I mean, these are little things that we need to put into perspective. Why are you taking the turn lane? Are you more important than the other people who are on the lane going? A taxi driver will take a turn lane seeing traffic. Why would a taxi driver take a turn lane? Because that taxi driver feels he's either driving for a representative or senator or somebody bigger that nothing can happen to him. No ordinary person would take the turn lane like that. That's disrespect.
Well, I mean, I would say that, from my perspective, obviously there's a question of the rule of law. Okay. And that's a big issue that we need to work on.
But if we respect the system, if we respect the law, then we're fine. So it boils down to respect the rule of law. There's laws on our books.
Yeah, but you agree with me that there's no respect without consequences. Even in America, with all the rule of law, the police presence everywhere you're driving, you see them parked on the side watching. People still do crazy stuff here.
Correct.
I saw a guy just the other day in his pickup truck. There was a little traffic. That guy jumped over the median with grass. He just turned across over it. Correct. Now, if that were to happen in Liberia, it would be like an everyday thing. But here, the guy looked around. He didn't see any police, and he did it.
Correct.
So imagine if imagine if you didn't have the police presence.
But America. The difference with that is that he did it alone. You were all on the lane. No other cars follow him, and all those cars were not just turning around, right? He took a chance.
Because those people are afraid.
Correct. He took a chance. So what I'm saying,
he took a chance.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, yes, in America we got crimes. We got shooting every day. In fact, there's more people dying in America from gun violence than people dying in Liberia on a regular basis. There's more crime in America than anywhere else. We got more people in jail in America than we got population in Liberia. So there's crimes here. Don't let anybody tell you that America is safe. Nowhere is safe. But when it comes to us developing some things in our country, we need to respect each other. Let me give you an example. If you took your child to JFK and there's no medication there, that's disrespect to you. That's how we see it. It's not about somebody insulting your mom and pa, and that's what we consider disrespect. When the roads are not built, that's disrespect to us as citizens. When we don't have pipe-borne water, that disrespect. Those things are not development anymore. Those things are givens. And it's not one person's responsibility to develop our country or one group of people. All of us are responsible. When you drink from the plastic bag and throw the plastic bag on the ground, you're disrespecting all of us. When you just take out your trash and pee on the side on the road, you think you're disrespecting government? You're disrespecting all of us as citizens. That's bad sanitation. You go to a red light, you see dirt all on the street. People just throw the dirt down. We are all disrespecting each other in so many different ways. Why don't we get together and say, look, nobody put dirt here? How is it in the villages? You go to a village in Liberia, the people get up in the morning, they sweep, they got one place to put the dirt, they got one place to be going down to the water to draw water, it's clean. How come our cities look like that? What changed?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jackson.
The customer service that we're talking about has to do with respect. If we respect each other, everything falls in place.
Yeah, villages have
so Bobby, can we
wonder system in place? What's that?
Bobby, can we wonder a little bit on advertisement, because we want to get a little cost as well from? Can we talk about advertisement a little bit? How important it is to our businesses and business sector in Liberia?
Oh yeah, perfect. So when it comes to advertising, marketing and advertising, I guess they go hand in hand. That's another important component of running a business and being a successful business, is advertising. Why? Is because, again, we're talking about the customer. Advertising is the act of presenting yourself, your product. You're presenting the image of your company that you're trying to portray in the hope of attracting customers to you. Okay, and we can go down into the different types of advertising there are. I mean, if you look behind Mr. George, he has company logos behind him. That's a form of advertising. That's marketing. Each of those logos was carefully put together by the company. They want to show you, they want to say something about the company, and they want to show you something that represents the company. Okay, so your logo is a very important part of advertising. And I feel like you guys in the radio, TV and radio world, you understand advertising because you make money from companies coming on your show and advertising their products and services. The more you advertise, the more customers you get. So if somebody comes on and puts in a lot of advertising slots, they will become a household name. And I don't know, I'll just pass it over to Jackson to talk a little bit more about it.
You see, gentlemen, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is drank all over the world, even in the Eskimo land, but they still advertise. They spend millions and billions of dollars in advertising every day. My thing is, for people like your TV station and other things, we got to look at advertising in our country as a means of helping our people, even though we businesses don't see much into that. We still my son coming to give me money, so sorry guys, but if you can tailor your company to small businesses and micro businesses, and they don't have one size fit all for all of the businesses. What I think happening to us is that a company come to you, they don't have money, they're just starting, and they got to pay $200-300. They don't have it, so you got to. I'm asking that the media and all of these people in Liberia look at these businesses. It should not be one size fit all. Yeah, but it's about volume. And if you took a company and say, okay, you pay $10 now, you pay $20 next 3 months, in 6 months you pay this one, and work with those companies in the long run, you will be making a lot of money. It's about volume for you. In the Western world, advertising are big dollars. But for us to get our Liberian businesses to start advertising with you all instead of the big so-called these BB businesses in Liberia, somebody just selling the little gallery shop, if they were paying $5 to just get a name on, you'll do that and grow with those companies, work with them and grow with those companies so that we can have more Liberians advertising their businesses. The caps we wear, we are advertising right now, advertising like polo. Anything you do is advertising.
Yeah.
So our companies, our small companies, create T-shirts. Get, when people come into your company, let them see the T-shirts, let them see the caps. Let them do the little advertising. But we don't see the value. Most of us small and micro businesses, we don't see the value in advertising as anything. But it's a major component of your business. The mind is short, my brother. The mind is so short that if it doesn't see it, it forgets. That is why Coca-Cola advertises, because the mind is shut.
Well, I would tell you this. Let me just come in for a second.
My son, give me money.
There's no way to teach people the value of advertising. The only way somebody can learn, the only way a business can learn the value of advertising is the bottom line. If my company advertises and Edwin's company doesn't advertise, and I make more money, Edwin will start to advertise. Plain and simple. Yeah. It's only money people understand. People don't understand. They don't understand respect for one another. They don't understand the value of advertising and all that. They're not gonna do it. They say, I don't see the importance in it. If somebody says they don't see the importance in spending money to advertise, it means they don't see the return coming back to them. And sometimes it's a lack of experience. Okay, but if they see somebody else doing a certain type of advertising, they may even steal your strategy because they see that it's working. And another thing I would say is that advertising is not about spending money. Advertising is about being creative. In fact, if you have an advertising company, the people that work there are very creative minds. These are people who can figure out ways to get your product out there. Now they're doing it everywhere. We used to have billboards. Okay. Now people are advertising by printing stuff on a t-shirt. And not just printing it on a t-shirt, but if you're able to get somebody influential to wear that t-shirt one day and go on TV, that free advertising for you right there. Or you pay somebody a small amount of money, a taxi driver, you pay a taxi driver, say, look, I'll give you $50, man. Put my sticker on the side of your taxi. That's it. That's another form of advertising. Or you create things that people need and put your logo on it or your company information on it, like a pen or a writing pad or copybook or whatever, and give it to people. They will advertise for you for free.
You know one thing, Bobby, that we gotta get away from. Most of the time, Liberians think because they have a product, people will just buy it. Just because you got a product, people are supposed to just come and buy it. Doesn't work. The only reason I'm gonna buy a product is the way you advertise your product, the way you sell your product. You know, so we make choices every day. Why would you want to buy a polo cap as compared to a Nike? Why would you want to buy, a polo shirt as compared to, a Vans? I mean, so many different things. Choices are made every day. So the more, again, the mind is shut. We forget. Look, let me just tell you something. You don't see your friend for 6 months, you not forget about him.
Yeah,
that's tell you the mind is very shut. So advertising is key to any successful business. So companies got a budget for that. Again, in where we come from, in this other place, when you go to the bank to get money, they give you money for all other things, and so you get money to do some other thing. But again, on the other side, you can't take that other money and put it. Yeah, you can't take that other money and put it over there because it ain't even reach. You ask for 10,000, they give you 7. So what do you do? What you do the other TV from?
Yes. Bobby, there's a Liberian guy who owns a building material store. And that building material store is surrounded by a lot of Lebanese, Indian based building material store. But he does a lot of advertisement here at 2%. And I went for one dinner once at Boulevard, and a guy keep on the stage and he encouraging a lot of people on the stage vacation, encouraging them to buy for him because he's a Liberian own business. He said he came there, he went there, service at 11 years old. It is the same service that he does offer. But again, it's difficult, but he's got testimony. I think for years he's been running ad on the radio here, and too many people know the business, people want to buy the cooler. He's popular, very popular. So I think like you guys are saying, it's very, very important they have to do, while it's true, media institutions can sacrifice to help them, they have to come out. Sometimes you come out, do engagement, but the people are afraid. They don't come out to do arrangement with the station and all of that. And the station themselves.
But just look at like D Calabar, right? Every day, thousands of people on Friday go to D Calabar. You know what it means to talk to D Calabar, take your little advertising and put it right to the door, and just put it right there, and just leave it. And let's say you're paying D Calabar $25 per month. You just do your ad and put it right by the door, the entry there. Just set it down somewhere where everybody passing, they're looking. Some people will take their phone and take that picture and call that number. So there's so many different ways to advertise, as compared to if you're not in competition with the Calabar and you are building material store and you put your little ad right down there, there's nothing wrong. In the bathrooms, right? In the bathrooms, where people go into the bathrooms, you got to put your ad there so that people can see when they go use the bathroom, they're looking at your ad. Some people will take the picture. Now they got barcodes that you can just take your phone, click, and you get all of those things. So many different things, so many different ways. You talk about taxi, we got kekes. There's so many different ways of advertising now that is totally different from the traditional advertisement that used to be going on. So people should use every means necessary. You know, the nightclubs, the bars. You think people going to those bars and other things, just put your ad right there, people will see it. You know,
even the social media too.
Correct.
Yes.
But again,
so Bobby,
those are opportunities for people to open businesses. It can't just be the radio station. So open your own advertisement company. Be creative. You know, you can use social media now to get to so many people. So if you came to me and say, look, I got my little company, I want to work with you, I want to advertise your business, pay me, $50 a month for now, and then after 6 months, based on the numbers, you can pay me 150, 200. Those are the things that young Liberians should be doing right now, being creative. Forget about the big advertising companies and other things. Those are fine. But take your own cell phone, go to these small businesses and say, look, I want to help you. This is how I will help you to bring customer into your company. Make money off your own. Be creative.
Yes, thank you so much. I think, Bobby, we have 5 minutes to go. We can take a few calls. If you left, let's take a few calls from here. Let's hear from Liberians how to feel about the topic. So you can call us on 0775 0775 932170 0775 932170. We are discussing the importance of advertisement and customer service here in Liberia. What are your experiences? What have you experienced about Liberian and customer service and how people do advertise here in Liberia? Call us on 0775 932170 and we'll put you through to talk about. But we can continue while we are with the call, Bobby.
So look, advertising is something that's critical in business, just like customer service is. Again, you want to part of advertising is persuading people to buy your product, obviously. Part of advertising is informing people about something new that you've come up with, okay? And you want people to learn about this thing and take advantage of it. But a big part of advertising is just reminding people. People forget, like Jackson said, people have a very short attention span, and they're not gonna think about you if they say out of sight, out of mind.
Correct. Bobby, one of the things that this is how you look at advertising. If you can convince an Eskimo to buy a refrigerator, then you are good.
Wow.
Correct. That's what in marketing. That's what they tell you. If you can convince an Eskimo who lives at the tip of the earth, where it's so cool, if you can convince them to buy a refrigerator, then you're a good salesperson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and sales is also based upon need. Sometimes people don't know that they need something.
Correct.
But if you advertise it and position, that will go product.
And Bobby, one of the things they persuade you. Look, how can a little child want a $200 sneakers? This child never worked before. Our kids, you know what I'm saying? Because the advertisement has been able to get those kids to understand this is what they need.
Yeah.
You buy one polo t-shirt for $95 when you can buy an ordinary t-shirt for $9 because they convince you that this polo t-shirt is cool. You're buying a polo hat for $45. $45 in real sense. Why would you want to buy a $45 cap?
Yeah, they
persuade you to buy that when you buy this cap and you wear it, you will be among good people. You will feel good. It will last long.
That's a higher level. That's part of the benefits, Edwin, of advertising. When you start advertising and branding, you create a brand. Now, once your brand is created, as for example, polo, it could probably cost $2 to produce that hat.
Correct.
But if you put the polo brand on it, now you're looking at $45.
$45 plus
because
tax.
They have created a brand.
Wow.
That's a higher level of advertising, right?
Yeah.
So that's what everybody is trying to do. Everybody is trying to build their brand. That's why Jackson has a lot of brands behind him. Okay. If you see something you don't recognize, that's just because the brand is not that developed Like how you would recognize Coca-Cola, for instance. Coca-Cola is a brand.
You see,
whatever they put that brand on, people would drink it.
You see Strategy Africa behind you there on my stuff. 5 years from now, my goal is for all of Africa to see that Strategy Africa, to understand what it is. 5 years from now, every African walking on the earth should have seen Strategy Africa. At least just to see it.
Just to see it and maybe research it as well. I think you can see it clear from the camera. It's very, very, very clear.
You see the colors I use too.
Strategy Africa. Yeah.
Okay. Soccer.
Yes, the
football.
green is very clear. Yeah.
Yeah, football is a very popular sport in the world, correct? Okay, so what are companies doing now? Companies want to they realize that a few billion people watch football every year. So I want to get my logo onto the jersey of the player. Because if my logo is on their jersey, you gotta watch. If you want to watch Messi, you'll see everything on Messi jersey.
Do you know how much it costs for a 30-second ad during the Super Bowl? A 30-second.
Okay, so the Super Bowl is like the World Cup of American football.
30 seconds. I say 1 minute. Guess how much it costs. 30 seconds. Yeah, guess. Yeah, give me a wild guess.
Wow. Is it 20,000?
What is
$20,000?
I saw similar story on BBC about that Super.
My brother, we're talking about millions. We're not even talking about thousands.
It's between I just Googled it. It's between $6 and $7 million for 30 seconds.
Okay. So people put time and money into these things, my brother. And that 30-second ad you're talking about, a 30-second, I didn't say 30-second.00. 30-second ad is 30 seconds. 6 7 million. Seconds. So young people in Liberia, look, there's places to make money.
Yes. So, Mr. Jackson George, as we just we are winding down now. As part of your closing comment, I would like to talk to businesses here, talk to young people about innovation and how it is moving the world.
Yeah, let me just conclude. Look, I've been to Liberia many times. I've spoken to a lot of young people. The young people in Liberia they are smart, and you guys are way smarter than us. I would say in the diaspora here. When our car spoil the ticker, they don't fix our carburetor. They take it and put new carburetor there. Something happened here. Y'all can even fix spark plug and all. We don't fix it here. They just take it and replace. We take it and replace. The people here don't fix. They just replace. Y'all smart. Y'all can fix. Right? So but there are a couple of things now where things are trending that young people need to figure out. You got a smartphone in your hand. You don't need a lot of equipment and other stuff if you're carrying a smartphone. You can do a lot of work from your smartphone. You can help companies improve their brand. You got your own followings. Go to these companies, sit down with them. Look, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. Let's stop thinking that we can make too much money in the beginning. I started my company with $100. 100 United States dollars. So you can, if you got a smartphone, you way advanced than too many people already. You far ahead than where we were at. So get to those companies, start your own advertising company. It's about ideas, folks. Most of the time, Liberian thing, you need money to start a business. No, you just need an idea and work through your idea. The idea of success is constant for all of us. It's just how we attain success that matter to all of us. So I'm telling young people now, if you feel that you don't have a job, maybe God in his own infinite wisdom do not want to give you a job. He want to make you an entrepreneur. So if you've been looking and you can't find a job, then create your own job. But put an idea together, work with people. I mean, it sounds like it's easy. Is it easy? No. Because if it were easy, it would have been done. But nothing comes easy. So if you're young out there and you got a smartphone in your hand, start thinking, go on YouTube, Google stuff, learn. Like I say, education is good, power is great, but money rules the world.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's for you, Bobby.
Well, to business owners in Liberia out there or prospective entrepreneurs, I would just say the two issues that we tackled today, customer service and advertising, are critical to any business. And like Jackson said, It just takes consistency. But anybody can win in business. You have to be consistent. There are going to be ups and downs, but don't get too high on the highs and don't get too low on the lows. Just try to stay, even, and try it out. Try improving your customer service. Just go online and do research on customer service. You'll see what we're talking about, and you will beat your competition just based on having better customer service. You can even train there are agencies now that train staff in customer service in Liberia. I know that for a fact. And you can utilize that and find creative ways to advertise, and your business will go to the next level, as they say. And that's it from me, Bobby Bobler.
Yes, thank you so much. So we have, like we said, normally on Business Economic Forum, Bobby Bobler and Mr. Jacqueline Joe, who is the president of Liberia Business Association in the United States or in the diaspora. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back here on Friday with another fascinating topic and another fascinating talking points on.
I think you're taking over marketing job. I think you're so good that we don't need marketing back here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye now.
So let's go for this quickly.